Let's be completely unfiltered for a minute. Your own mind is either your sharpest sword or the sledgehammer you use on yourself. And if we're being honest, it's both. The machinery running between your ears constructs entire realities before your morning alarm has even finished snoozing. Fantasies, nightmares, intricate narratives, and paranoid delusions about your own potential. And every single day, whether you're paying attention or not, it dictates the exact quality of life you get to experience. Just absorb that. Let that truth hit you in the face. Every single choice you've made, the ones that launched you forward and the ones that sent you into a 3-hour social media vortex from your bed, it all came from one source, your mentality. That inner narrator that directs the show 24/7. No sick days, no vacation time. And here is the reality nobody wants to confront, but everyone desperately needs to. Your current mentality is either making you an absolute force of nature, or it's systematically dismantling your potential from the inside out, like rust silently eating away at steel. There is no in-between, no idle mode. Your mind isn't just taking a break. It's actively engaged every second. If you aren't deliberately building it, training it, and fortifying it, then it is actively deteriorating. It's just like that high-end blender you bought for New Year's resolutions that's now collecting dust on your counter. You know the one. Deep down, you've already felt this truth. You've had those moments when the world just rocks you. A split-up that has you binge-watching rom-coms through a waterfall of tears with a family-sized bag of chips. A career rejection that feels like a spiritual gut punch. A failure so spectacular you just have to sit there and ask the cosmos, is this a joke? Am I being pranked right now? And in that instant, you learn you aren't nearly as indestructible as you believed. That's when it dawns on you. Real strength isn't forged when life is a cakewalk, when your planner is filled with easy wins and your tarot cards promise you riches. No, strength is forged in the fire, in the struggle, in the grit, in those painfully unglamorous moments that are too messy and too real to ever be curated for a social media post. It's just you, alone with yourself in the middle of the night, with no flattering angles or clever captions. So let me ask you something that's meant to sting. Have you genuinely been conditioning your mindset? Or have you just been crossing your fingers, hoping it will get stronger while you're asleep? Be real with yourself. Because this is the reality. Life doesn't check your schedule. It doesn't care that you're drained, that the stars aren't aligned, or that you just can't today. Life is showing up, ready or not. Adversity, loss, disappointment, they don't send a calendar invite. They barge in whenever they feel like it. And if your mental defenses are down, they will level you. Not because you're inherently weak, but because you bought into the comfortable delusion that resilience is optional. A nice bonus feature, not standard equipment. News flash, it's never been optional. Look, I'm not saying this to send you into a panic. I'm telling you this because it's the siren you need to hear. This is the uncomfortable truth that most people will spend their entire lives avoiding. But you're right here, and you're listening. That's incredible news, because that tougher version of you, the one who doesn't buckle under pressure, who can take a hit and keep marching, the one who can find a reason to smile when chaos erupts, that version is not a fantasy. It's already in you, waiting for you to unleash it. I'm talking about the you who is basically the mental equivalent of a G-Shock watch. You can drop it, submerge it, throw it against a wall, and it just keeps on ticking. That's the version of you we're about to build. And we're starting right now. Not next week, not after the holidays, not when you feel motivated. That feeling isn't coming. The idea that you'll one day wake up ready is the biggest lie we tell ourselves. You don't wait for the feeling. You create the feeling by taking action right now. So stop and ask yourself this with zero BS. If life came at you swinging tomorrow, are you truly prepared to swing back? To stand your ground? To hit even harder? Be honest. No excuses, no filters. Because today is the day we stop making excuses. We stop complaining about challenges we are more than equipped to overcome. And we start forging you into the person who can look any obstacle in the eye and say, I was built for this. All right, let's get something crystal clear. If your mindset has been feeling a little fragile lately, if you've been thinking, damn, I used to have more drive, more passion, or maybe you've just never felt that fire, it isn't because you're flawed. It's not because you're cursed, and it's certainly not because some ancient ancestor angered a powerful sorcerer. The real reason is simpler and, frankly, much more unnerving. The modern world has been masterfully designed to make you soft. Just look at your environment. We are living in the era of maximum comfort. Want dinner? An app can deliver it faster than a bad decision. Don't feel like grocery shopping? Someone will do it for you. Need a connection? Swipe right. Feeling empty? Scroll through endless feeds. Stressed out? There are hundreds of apps promising instant relief, probably alongside an offer for discounted wine delivery to help you unwind. Every signal around you is a siren song for ease, screaming, "Don't push yourself. Don't strain." We've removed all the friction from life for you. On the surface, it feels like we've arrived in the future. But there's a massive catch. Your brain is running on ancient software. It evolved for challenge and survival, and now it's navigating a digital theme park of instant gratification. And it absolutely loves it. It gets addicted fast to the idea that avoiding discomfort is the ultimate prize. But this is a trap, a big, comfortable, seductive trap. While you're chasing those easy dopamine rewards and making sure nothing is ever too challenging, your grit, your resilience, and your self-trust are all dissolving in the background. Each time you procrastinate, each time you tell yourself, "I'll do the hard thing tomorrow," you're teaching your subconscious something corrosive, that your own promises are worthless, that when things get tough, you will retreat, and that erodes your self-belief faster than anything else. The problem isn't skipping a single workout. It's the cumulative effect. Soon, you've established a permanent address in Comfort Town. Population, you, and millions of other people pretending to have it all together while privately feeling anxious and lost. And here's the crazy part. None of this is truly your fault. Since you were young, you've been fed a narrative that difficulty is bad. That pain is a sign you're on the wrong path. That if something feels hard, you should stop, journal about it, and wait for a better vibe. So when you inevitably hit a wall, and everyone hits one, your first thought isn't, "Okay, this is where the growth happens." Your first thought is, "This must mean I should quit. This isn't for me." But that's a lie. The struggle isn't an obstacle, it's the toll road to strength. If you're feeling challenged, it means you're alive. It means you are actively forging a stronger version of yourself. So what are most people doing? They're playing it safe, posting filtered highlight reels while their anxiety eats them alive behind the screen. We have normalized a culture of hiding, masking our avoidance with gentle terms like self-care, while waking up at 3 a.m. wondering why we feel so directionless. If you've ever thought, "What is wrong with me? Why can't I just be disciplined?" Stop. You need to hear this. It's not because you're broken. It's because no one ever gave you the manual for building genuine mental toughness. No one explained that comfort, the very thing we chase, is the #1 killer of confidence. But here's the game changer. Now you know. And when you know better, you can do better. Because let's be real, comfort is fleeting. Strength is permanent. And every single time you choose to push forward when your entire being is screaming retreat, you're forging armor. Slowly, brick by brick, you start to change. One day, the problem that would have once derailed you for weeks starts to feel like a minor inconvenience. The fear that once kept you paralyzed is now just background noise. That's the real prize we're after. Not fleeting motivation or cheap hype. We're after profound, unshakable strength. So now that you see the system that's been holding you back, let's expose the true culprits. The deceptive little narrators in your head who have been quietly sabotaging you from the start. Once you can see them, you can finally beat them. Now for the real talk, the part people avoid because it hits a little too close to home. Your greatest adversary isn't your demanding boss. It's not that toxic person from your past who still occupies way too much mental real estate. It's not the state of your finances, your family drama, or even the algorithm that seems designed to make you feel bad about yourself. No, your most powerful enemy is much closer. It's that clever, persuasive voice inside your own head. You know which one I mean. The one that knows all your insecurities. The one that's an expert at shutting you down before you even start, keeping you safely in your comfort zone, small and stuck. And the most insidious part? It speaks with your own voice. That's what makes it so damn powerful. It feels like you. It claims to be rational you, but it's really just frightened you. Let's dismantle this internal sabotage squad, because it's not a single voice, it's a team of highly trained operatives. First up, you have the whisper of what if. This is your doubt. It's a master of subtle sabotage. It appears when you're on the brink of doing something courageous, and it softly asks, "Are you really ready for this?" I mean, backing out is an option. What if you make a fool of yourself? What if everyone sees you stumble? And with those simple questions, your ambition evaporates. Doubt is that one friend who is constantly negative and somehow convinces you their pessimism is just realism. It thrives on your hesitation and leaves you trapped in a cycle of overthinking until you're totally paralyzed. Sound familiar? But doubt rarely works alone. Next, there's the procrastination pro. This operative is an expert in comfort. It's smooth, logical, and dangerously soothing. It's the voice that says, "Hey champ, you're exhausted. You've had a week. Just chill tonight, and we'll hit it twice as hard tomorrow." Tomorrow, that mythical paradise where all our motivation lives and all our problems have been solved. Spoiler alert, tomorrow is a moving target you'll never hit. The procrastination pro knows this. It's playing a long con, lulling you with promises of future action to keep you stuck in a loop of permanent inaction. Then we have the green-eyed demon of the scroll. Man, this one is brutal. You're finally on a roll, making progress, feeling a flicker of pride. Then you open an app. Bam! Instantly, you're bombarded with curated images of everyone else winning at life, 10x harder than you. The person from your graduating class is apparently now a tech millionaire who climbs mountains and fosters puppies in their spare time. And your brain's instant reaction is, why even try? You're so hopelessly behind. Just like that, your motivation is gone. This demon thrives on the distorted reality of social media, hoping you'll forget you're comparing your unedited daily life to someone else's highlight reel. And let's not forget the most cunning operative of all, the analyst of inaction. This is your perfectionism, and it's a real piece of work because it masquerades as a virtue. It's the voice saying, let's just get all our ducks in a row. Let's make sure it's 100% flawless before we begin. That sounds so responsible, right? But this analyst knows a dirty little secret. Perfect is an illusion. It doesn't exist. As long as it can keep you planning, researching, tweaking, and refining, you'll never actually ship. You'll be stuck designing the ultimate life plan instead of living it, reading all the books but applying none of the lessons. It feels productive, but it's just fear with a clipboard. And the deadliest part about all these internal voices is that they're master manipulators. They frame themselves as your protectors, shielding you from failure, judgment, and pain. They sound like they have your best interests at heart. But the hard truth is that they are your jailers. They keep you locked in a cell of your own making. And most of the time, you don't even see the bars. You just call them being realistic or waiting for the right moment. Let's call it what it is, fear, in 1,000 different disguises. And it's been pulling your strings for far too long. So here it is, the raw, essential truth. I need you to let this settle into your bones. Those voices inside your head, they are permanent residents. They aren't going anywhere. You will not one day hit a level of success where they vanish. There's no secret technique to delete them. There's no magic pill to turn your brain into a machine of pure, unfiltered confidence and discipline. Doubt, excuses, comparison, perfectionism, these are not programming errors. They are standard features of the human brain. Every single person you admire, no matter how invincible they appear online, deals with them. The CEO, the super athlete, the incredible artist, the parent who seems to juggle it all. They hear them too. The only difference is that they've stopped taking orders from them. This is where everything changes. The instant you can label these voices for what they are, just old, outdated programming, you strip them of their authority. The thoughts might still appear, but they no longer have a grip on you. Their volume might be the same, but their influence starts to wither away. Imagine a con artist trying to scam you. The first time you might fall for it, but once you know their tricks, the next time they show up, you can just calmly shake your head. You see the scam for what it is. It's the same with these thoughts. The moment you catch yourself and think, wait a second, that's just the old perfectionist routine, you're no longer under its spell. You can see it, name it, and dismiss it. Every time you catch yourself thinking, I should probably just wait, and you consciously realize, hold on, that's the voice of doubt. You reclaim a sliver of your autonomy. Every time the procrastination pro starts its soothing monologue about taking it easy, and you mentally respond, nice try, but I have a promise to keep to myself. You're laying another brick in your wall of mental fortitude. Every time you're scrolling and that feeling of inadequacy creeps in, and you force yourself to remember, nope, their race is not my race. You are becoming sharper, more focused, and more powerful. And every single time the analyst of inaction whispers, it's not ready yet, and you take a breath and ship it anyway, you're proving to yourself that progress matters more than perfection. This process isn't glamorous. There are no trophies for it. You won't get a round of applause for showing up when you didn't feel like it. But this is the invisible work that forges an unbreakable will. It's the real-life version of leveling up. Only the enemies you're defeating are the old thought patterns hardwired into your own brain. And with every victory, your true self gets stronger, Now, let's be clear. This isn't about getting into a fist fight with your own thoughts. That's a war you can't win, and it will just leave you exhausted. It's about outmaneuvering them. It's about acting with such undeniable consistency that those old voices start to sound distant and weak, like faint music coming from a car that has already passed you by. Think of your mind as a radio that, for most of your life, has been stuck on the same few stations. Anxiety FM, procrastination hits radio, the comparison channel. They're playing the same tired songs on a loop. But here's the secret. You control the dial. You have the ability to change the frequency again and again, every time you catch yourself tuned into the old static. And the more you do it, the stronger your new frequency becomes. It will take repetition. At first, turning that dial will feel clunky and unnatural. You'll find yourself defaulting back to the old stations 10, 20, even 50 times a day. That's okay. That's part of the process. Every time you consciously switch it back, you're retraining your brain. You are carving new neural pathways. Until one day, you'll notice that when doubt appears, your first instinct isn't to retreat. When excuses pop up, your default isn't to agree. When comparison hits, you don't spiral. You act. Fast, imperfectly, but you act. That's how you'll know it's working. Not when the voices disappear, but when they no longer have the final say. They don't get to steer your life anymore. At best, they're just annoying passengers in the back seat you've learned to tune out. So the next time one of those voices starts talking, and believe me, it will be soon, don't get frustrated. Don't beat yourself up for having the thought. That's just another trap. Instead, take a breath and smirk. Recognize it for what it is. An old, worn-out recording. Just say, "Hey doubt, good to see you, but I'm busy." Or, "Great point, excuse machine." Anyway, or, "Comparison, thanks for the input, but it's irrelevant." And then, you get right back to the work. Over and over again. Until your new default state is bulletproof. Because that's where genuine, lasting change is born. Not in some grand, sweeping gesture, but in the thousands of small, defiant choices that turn you into someone new.